friends, it's Colonel Failure here with some city skylines. Last time around we built the very start of our new city, and this time around we're going to continue expanding. What I should point out, however, is that while you've been away, I've done a little bit more. In fact, I played a whole lot more, and then backed up. I could have quite happily carried on playing all day. It's the sort of thing that makes me want to do it live. But there you go. So we've expanded our residential and commercial and office area here, and I'll talk you through some of the bits there in a moment. But more importantly, what I've done is I've started a very small industrial area over here, just to keep the population moving forward. Now, we're still losing money at the moment, but that's because we haven't got enough people living here. As for this this junction, oh yeah, it's a total beast. It very much lives in the ethos of the modern era, whereby we're trying to get everyone where they want to go by highway, and then after that the roads gradually narrow down, rather like the real world, except it's a bit of a mess. It's almost symmetrical, but not quite. Anyway, let's get back over here to the wherever we are, the residential area. I wanted to highlight this item for you here. This is a little car park, a little on-street car park here. We get people park there. It keeps people happy. Basically, what it does is it takes cars that would have been parked on the road and puts them in these bays instead. So I've got two of those next to each other because I've got some offices and commercial here, and it's right next to the. I didn't have to justify myself. I thought it looked quite pretty. There we go. See, attractive trees, multitudes of trees. Good. Yes. So this is the kind of design ethos that I'm aiming towards. Really, is trying to keep things attractive, and we're gonna move that along. So first things first, let's get some more houses plumbed in. I've played through a bit, but not much more. And so far, everything is going swimmingly well. Let's get a paintbrush out and do this. My hope is that I'll be able to keep reasonably good balance in between the different kind of demand indicators here throughout. I don't doubt that we'll probably drop off to zero demand at some point, at which point it's just a case of plonk down a couple of parks and get people all enthusiastic again on the subject. Of which, let's start with a good sized park. Let's put something in for the kids. Marvellous. Just about there. Opposite the school, maybe. There we go. We'll put it opposite the school. See, it makes everybody happy. Land value makes a big difference in terms of getting people to move in, and it also makes them more resistant to you raising the tax rate when you inevitably need to do so. In fact, what are we actually rolling at the moment? Taxes, there we go. 11%. I've found that people only tend to start griping about tax when you hit 12. No, 13, not 12. And more than that, they're moving a little bit quicker the lower you've got the tax rate at. So, I want to find the balance in between milking them for as much money as humanly possible and making money. And making money and keeping them happy. Come on, man, engage your brain. Good, right, so actually I'm just going to fill out the rest of this. We're going to put a little bit more commercial in. Let's go big commercial here. Should we put a big commercial in here? That sounds like a good plan. Now, I've come up with an idea that might, because last time around I was saying that we're never going to fill out more than 5 blocks at once. As you can see, I've thrown that away already because that's never going to be good enough. I want to get things moving along at a heck of a rate in terms of growth. I want to get up to kind of 50,000 fairly quickly. While maintaining, and this is the important bit, and maintaining a decent layout, and ensuring that people can get where they need to go. Okay. But my plan for dealing with death waves, as people tend to call them, or plagues, as I tend to refer to them, is something that we shall talk about a little later. Yeah, I know. I'm going to keep you guessing. but I have an idea, and I think it has merit. Anyway, right, so we've got plenty of opportunity for growth over here, so let's go and do the same for our industrial area. And I actually need to up the services we've got here as well, so I'll do that while I'm here. And I need a little bit of road. Here we go. Nice bit of two-way. Just give me that just in there, like that. I do need to do some work on the eradication of traffic lights, particularly in this area, because they're just not needed. And if I get it completely right, they should never be needed. You know, I'm quite happy for these side streets to have to wait a moment or two, but I want to make sure that everything going around the outside is able to do so free and easy. And you know, this is a very similar idea to the method I used last time with the big retail area. I doubt you can remember because it was quite early on. I was thinking, you know, I barely remember myself. Come on, let's give me that. And that principle was that you leave a one-way system going all the way around the outside, and then spread things around the inside. See, we've got a fire here now. I mean, the fire department from the housing district, will get here soon enough. But you know, this being all industrial, I figured it's probably worth giving them a dedicated resource. I mean, that was always a truism of SimCity, was that you know, your industrial areas would burn the whole place down. So let's give them a little helperoo. Now, what I'm not going to be doing at the moment is I'm not going to build onto the ends. So this section here is off limits right now, because I want to make sure that I've got room to expand. And while I'm not going to expand in kind, what I'll probably do is leave a little bit of a gap, and then, you know, build another chunkette here. I don't want you know, nothing but kind of continuous building going on in any one area, because you know, apart from anything else, you start to lose the distinctions of what makes an area special. Yeah, I'm going to put some trees in here. I feel it's necessary. I feel that the truck drivers will appreciate a little bit of fauna and flora as they make their way in. What are you? You're a firehouse. Hoses out, lads. Hoses. Hose 'em. Hose 'em one time. We're also going to want... Yeah, that's another thing. It's called a control posten, which is German for control post, I imagine. I'll show you what that does shortly. But there we go. Get a bit of police action in there as well. And I mean, the other thing that's worth bearing in mind at the moment is, if you look at my budget, everything is kind of cut back, and I mean, that's because I'm not using it. If we call this up, let's look at power, for example. You know, I'm using half the power that I'm actually generating. Water, we're coming up on. Actually, garbage. That's the other thing I put in here. I put an incinerator in here. Yes, I apologise for the fact that I've already played some of this stuff, but you know, it's kind of necessary to have played ahead. I want to make sure that I'm always one step ahead of the game in terms of progress. Have you? You're not operating yet. Come on, let's go. Or do you need some water? No, you're all wet already. What do you need, man? Let's go. Garbage truck. Oh, he's waiting for some garbage. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Let's check. No, we're gonna have to up the budget there, I think. Let's get it to 90. I don't want garbage causing me trouble too early on. I did manage to get up to profitability when I was playing through a little further ahead, and profitability comes in around the 5,000 population mark. Yeah, I got up to the point of 10,000 overall. I played for like another 2 hours, and I would have recorded were it not for the fact that the room I usually record in was completely full of people all yelling, as people have a tendency to do. Okay, let's up the tempo here. Let's Let's see what this new build is going to turn into. Alright, good. Okay, heading back over here. How are we doing? Have I got a high score? How's the high score doing? 358, that's fine. 274, that's also fine. This is all good. Everything's ticking along. And, you know, we're at the stage of the game where there is a fair amount of waiting to be done while things fill in. Because as much as I'm you know, I've thrown away the 5-zone rule for block building, I don't want to go mad. You know, it would be very easy to fill out this side as well straight away. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to do so in about 5 minutes. But we don't want to get overexcited right now. Let people move in and get a feel for the place and make me some cash. So we've dropped from losing 3,600 a week to losing 3,000 a week. That's, well, it's an improvement, I guess, but still further to go. Right, next thing. Okay, so one of the other fundamentals that I'm going to try and achieve with this playthrough is public transport, and the one that I didn't touch last time was the metro. And in fact, even more than just public transport itself, what I want to do is have integrated transport. What is this integrated transport of which I speak? Well, you'll see in relatively short order, I'm sure. Now you're creating a bit of noise, so how about we stick you over there? Or how about we stick you here, on the corner? No, you're affecting too many people. I don't want to cause too much noise pollution, simply because I'm trying to encourage people. There we go. Actually, near the school isn't a bad idea. You know, I'm trying to encourage my my land value, my house prices to be as high as possible. There you go. No need for anything jaunty with the train line there. Okay, right, good. I'm done with you. Oh, hold on. I'm not done. Oh, no, water budget. We did know it was coming. Let's take that up to 70. How's that? There we go. Everybody's happy still. Yeah, I mean, while I'm mucking around with the budget, I do need to, you know, keep half an eye on it to make sure that we're not, you know, starving things of what they need. We can go over a bit further than that. About here. Perfect. Right, okay, so we've got our metro station here. Obviously no trains at the moment because I didn't set one up, but that should be easy enough. There we go. Now, you know, initially you're going to go, well, that's not going to accomplish a massive amount, is it? Because there's not an awful lot of people live here. And but that's what we're doing with Phase 2. Phase 2 is we're going to stick the bus depot over on this side because I don't need it to be getting in my way. Bus depot. Oh, tell me there's room. Oh, that's a drag. Alright, well, we're going to have to find somewhere else for the... Yeah, hold on, we've got our little service area over here. No, that's on the other side of the what's it. Fine. No, I haven't even built that out yet. Oh, fuck. Oh. Come on, is there any chance that you could just wiggle enough to get in there? That was a handsome place for a bus depot. It's got to be built along roadside. Well, in that case, you know what? I'm going to give you your own unique bit of road, and we'll see how you get on with that. Coming off that middle bit would be ideal. Can you? No, not so much. What about if I were to go, you know, something? No. All right, okay. How about in here, right? You know, no one's going to object to that, and I could probably put. This would be a good place for another incinerator and some other bits and pieces as well. So let's sling you in here. Right. Quite why the bus depot needs water, I've no idea. Oh, I suppose buses use water, don't they? internal combustion engines and all that. Okay, right. So we now have the option to do buses, and this is going to work at both ends, really. So the first one is we'll create a new line going from here, and this is going to be the very handy drop people off at work bus, or of course pick people up and take them home from work. It's all the same thing. I get a sense that that's a bit of one-way road there. Hold on. Give me this, and I want that, and I want one of these, and there we go. Now you talk two-way. Everybody else happy? No, that shouldn't have mattered. One way was fine. It was just facing the wrong way. Okay, good. Fine. Right, buses. Come on. Okay, and then another one. No, I don't want to create a new line. Well, let's delete what we've done here. Don't get unhappy. It wasn't even doing anything. It was the promise of a bus system. It wasn't an actual bus system at that point. Right, you know, nothing complicated here in the slightest. This is, you know, very straightforward. Complete the line, and we'll let's give that a handsome colour. Given that we're in the, given that we're in a smoggy district, let's give it a good kind of a murky yellow. Right, and that in itself isn't going to solve any problems. But what will is buses are taking a very curious route in order to get onto the lap that I've set them up. But what will help is if I do the same thing at the other end, you see. And actually, while I'm about it, if I can remember where the heck it lives, we've got one of these. So what this is a car park. So I figured, and you know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it would actually be kind of handy to have a car park right next to the station. That way people can drop cars off and what have you, and commute. All this stuff's from the workshop. You know, it's a phenomenal amount of stuff on there at the moment. Right, so, you know, given my tendencies towards going clockwise, we shall do just that. I'll probably set up multiple routes around here. That's clearly a bit of one way there. So how about we go as far as here? Yes, I noticed this while I was doing stuff when I last recorded, was that I accidentally stuck some one-way roads in, which I hadn't intended to do. Now, I mean, these perimeter one-ways, that's one thing, but I've put some in that are actually, you know, deeply unhelpful. See, look, there's another bit there. Particularly when you're trying to route people around on public transport. One there, and then can you get to the finish line? Yes, there we go. Right, good, and that will make this. Let's make this a cheerful pink. Actually, that's quite a vibrant pink. There we go. That's a cheerful pink. So the pink line, the ideal, and you know, it hasn't cut through this kind of major area of residency, but hopefully it passes close enough that people can walk to the bus stop. That's my hope. And in doing so, this means that we should drive additional passengers to the station here. Now, I haven't found a way that you can actually get a read on how many people are waiting, which is a shame, but there we go. So 29 passengers last week. That's unremarkable. But here's the high school. You know, this is walking distance from the high school. It's a nice commute option there. And I do need to get, in order to drive some demand for office blocks particularly, I need to get a university up at some point. There we go. Let's do a bit more infill here. There you go. And because I'm feeling generous, we're gonna you know, bang a couple of trees in next to this school. There are times when a small tree will suffice, but occasionally you want a big tree just to get things done a little bit more quickly. There we go. Look at that. Lovely. Now, where's those 2 bits of one way I was looking at? Anyone remember? No, you don't want that. That's overkill. Well, if we just upgrade this. So apparently, you know, this tree-lined road here, it services multiple masters. One of which is that it makes the place more attractive. So it minorly bumps land value, but more importantly, it decreases road noise. So it means that people don't hear quite so much traffic. See, look, smiley face. I'm all about smiley face. Plus it gets all those parked cars off the road. Quite where they go, I don't know. Maybe they store them in the tree. But, you know, it gets them off the road and I mean, it's not exactly unhelpful. Maybe they could go to my garage and you know, pay me some money for the privilege of doing so. So where are we? 3,500 up from kind of 1,900 when we started out today. You know, that's progress happening. As soon as I bang down a university, the land value of all of this stuff is going to shoot up. I don't want to stick it right next to the school because you kind of lose half the benefit. No, that's a pharmacy. Equally, let's have a quick look at some graphage here. So healthcare, we're fine. Death care, not a problem, but there is a death wave that will turn up soon-ish. Water, are we low on water again? We are. Okay. So, I mean, you know, this is the whole city being serviced by water, and we're using only one pump at the moment. Power's getting a bit closer. So, you know, water's not breaking the bank either. We've got, I mean, we are recycling some of it, so maybe some of it is being reintroduced into the system. I have no idea. How many people we got here? 7 people in the garage, and these cars aren't just props. They are actually, you know, representative of the people who are using the garage. And I thought that was kind of cool. You know what? I think it would possibly benefit from having a little bit of road here. And I'm in a you know, a giving kind of a mood. Will you? Yeah. No, you did it. There we are. Excellent. So look, there we are. So people can come and go from the garage. Terrific. You know, this looks like it could do with, you know, just a couple of shops outside. Maybe a Snappy Snaps or a Burger King, perhaps. Those are the kinds of things you want near a car park. All right, fabulous. So, I mean, you know, this is all a bit Spartan around here right now, but it's going to pick up relatively quickly. In fact, you know, see, it picked up relatively quickly. Right, let's just sit and wait for the next bus to arrive, because if we've done our job right, it should... I mean, look at all these people walking. Look at them. They all want to go and get on the train to the industrial area where they can be turned into stew. So that's the kind of industrial area that we've got. Pink bus arrives next to this pink donut shop here. Is this one of those cases where you wait for a bus to come along and then 8 turn up at once? Let's have a look. There we go. See, we've got a kind of a pink-themed area. There we are. Lots of people got off. Slow down for the next one. Now, I imagine they're all bunched up at the moment because they were all dispatched from headquarters at around the same time. So these guys, they're all wandering off. Let's track one. He's going to high school. So they're using it as a school bus. Now, what I want is for some of these people to be using it as a part of the... There we go. See, look, they're all off to work. Some of them going to school, some of them going to work. This is a magnificent integrated system, and there we go, a good place to wrap up. Our income has tipped into the positive. So there we go. So yeah, you know, this integrated transport stuff is going to be kind of cool, and you know, I'll replicate the same approach when we start talking trains and boats and planes and the rest of it. I'm planning to do something magnificent with an airport. I've been raiding the mod market like there's no tomorrow in order to get all of those kinds of things that go down well. Why is that just a bit of land that nobody can build on? It is just a bit of land that nobody can build on. I need more things that can be placed that aren't roadside. If you've got suggestions, I'm all about having stuff in this playthrough to make the city more attractive. So if you've suggestions of something that might fit the bill there, chuck me a link in the marketplace and in the workshop, and I'll go give it a look. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. We'll be carrying this one on a very regular basis. So subscribe to make sure that you do not miss another thrilling update. Next time out, what am I probably going to do? Well, I think next time around we're going to expand all of that. We'll do the rest of this. It looks like a set of lungs almost, and we'll expand our industrial reach out to be the other side as well, and that should drive us nicely forward. We can ignore the fact that this bit of road's ugly because it's temporary, and then I don't know where we're going to go next, but I do need to put a lot of thought into what we're doing in this industrial area, because while it can support this low level stuff, it's not going to support much more. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Catch me next time for more City Skylines. Cheerio.
Listen.